Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be showing and teaching you how to care for a Brazilian rainbow boa and how to set up a rainbow boa enclosure. So here is the tank that I'm using. I think this is a 40-gallon or 30-gallon tall. I'm not completely sure. But I've already put 2 heat mats on the bottom. One there, both 8-watt heat mats. On one side, you want a hot side and a cool side. So I put 2 on this side because it does get cold in my room during the winter and it's by a window, so I put 2 just to make sure. So first thing you're going to start off with is cage size. As a baby, you can use a 20-gallon tall max. I'd recommend a 20-gallon tall for a baby. And then adults are going to need a way bigger cage, like a 50-gallon tall or bigger than that. So for substrate, I'm using cypress mulch and a little bit of Reptibark. This just so happened to be combined. I don't prefer Reptibark usually, but it does hold humidity, so that'll be okay. Put about a couple inches of substrate in there. Alright, so I got a little bit of water, and I'm just going to put a little bit in there, not too much, because I don't want to waterlog the mulch. But you just put a little bit in there, and then just kind of stir it up and see where that gets you. And if that doesn't work, add more as you go, but don't just pour in a whole bunch and waterlog all your mulch. Okay, so now that I kind of watered down the mulch, if you don't have mulch for substrate, you can use things like paper towel, Eco Earth, nothing pine or cedar. That goes for basically every reptile, but just making sure. But I just recommend using cypress mulch, the best way to go. But if you can't get that, you can use paper towel because that'll hold humidity perfectly. That's what I used to use when mine was in a rack. I used to use paper towel, and that worked perfect. So now that you get the substrate down and it's kind of moist, if you don't want to add water, you can just simply spray it. But I don't want to spray forever, so I just add a little bit. And then you're going to want to add some hides. So for hides, I like to use these little log things and put them around the enclosure. I kind of put it at like an angle like that. And then you can use some fake plants and stuff to kind of garnish around it. Fake plants add a really nice accent to cages and tanks, so keep that in mind. Alright, then I'm going to add his little hide to the cold side. We got our warm side now set up, and we got our cold side. I'm going to kind of zoom in here so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Now you're going to want a water dish. Depends on the size of your animal. Now for what kind of water dish you use, it depends on the size of the snake. You want something big enough for the snake to be able to soak in, and this is just the right size for mine. So, in about a half a year or so, I'm going to need to get a bigger one, but this one's fine for now. Mine's about 1.5 years old. A little under 1.5 years, but yeah, so this still works perfect for it. Just going to put that near the cold side. You don't want to put this near the warm side because it will get algae in it, and that's just a pain to take care of. So we got our water in there, right there. Cold hide, warm hide, little garnish. Next thing you're going to want to need is these guys kind of like to get up high when they're exploring and whatnot. So next step, you're going to want to add some things for them to climb on. I found these little bamboo things at Repticon when I went, and they like go inside. They go into the tank, and you can see they just kind of shrink in size, and you can, put them in the cage like they're kind of collapsible. If you guys can see this, so I'm gonna put these. I got 2 of them. I'm gonna put them in the cage. All right, so I got them in there. Got 2 little beams. Now I'm gonna add a couple sticks. Now, if you're wondering where to get sticks, I would simply suggest going out into your yard and getting a couple sticks, but make sure you're not, just randomly getting random sticks. You can't use, like, pine or anything poisonous, so you do got to make sure you check to see what you're getting. If there's any mold on it, don't use it. But what I do is I get sticks like this, and I will go home and I'll put them in a bathtub full of the warmest water that I can get, and that works perfect. So we got a couple sticks in there now. I'm actually going to resituate it a little bit because it's kind of annoying. Okay, so when it comes to the decorating part, I did kind of skip that a little bit, but I put the bamboo things up, added some sticks, and then I added some fake plants. Now that we got everything set up, like tank-wise, you can add your snake, but you're probably like, what am I going to use for lighting? For lights, I just recommend using a little UVB bulb or a fluorescent bulb. I don't usually use heat, but if you need to, you can use a 50 watt or 75 watt bulb if your cage is not warm enough. Alright, so for the cage itself, you're going to want it to be in the 80s and then at night in the 70s. So, you know, you don't need to use any special heat at night unless it gets in the 50s and you're going to want to, you know, do stuff. But for humidity for these guys, 70% is where you're going to want it to be. Colombian rainbow bows have been known to be able to live in 50%, but 70% for Brazilian rainbow bows is what is recommended. And sorry, my iguana is going crazy right now. So, I don't need any special lighting for him. But to keep humidity up, basically, you're just going to want to spray it, or you can even buy like a misting system. It's up to you. If you're a busy person and you can't spray every day, then for sure get a misting system. Alright, time to add the snake before I put the light on. Here's my snake, first of all, and if you watch any of my videos, you already know what this guy looks like. Ferrari, that's what I named him. My camera's not focusing on him, so we're going to put him in there. If you want to see more of him, watch one of my reptile room videos. But we're just going to put him in. Alright, now let's put our lid on. And for lid security, you're probably going to want to put something heavy on the lid. I usually just put like 2 candles on each side to kind of help keep it down, because this dude has escaped before, and he escaped for like a couple days. So that was, you know, pretty bad. And work them up from fuzzies and stuff like that. So if you get as baby, definitely pinkies are the way to go. And then as adults, they can take down rats and stuff. For adults, they get 5 to 6 feet. Obviously, females will get bigger than males, which is usually the case with most snakes. And yeah, so these guys are pretty easy to care for. I think they're a little bit more of an intermediate snake, though, because you really do got to spray down the cage more than a ball python. So I don't think this is a beginner. Brazilian rainbow bows are a little bit more colorful than Colombians, so that's why I went with the Brazilian, even though Brazilians are a little bit more expensive. I actually got this guy for my 16th birthday. I'm now 17, so other than that, guys, you know, these snakes are very docile. Even when this was a baby, he never really struck. He has bitten me before, but it was feeding day, so, you know, just got my finger. No big deal, though. Not a big bite. Snake bites do happen, and babies can be a little bit nippy, but, you know, with handling and time, they'll get over it. But, you know, sometimes it's not the case. You get a really nice snake, which is what I was lucky to get with Ferrari. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do hope this helped you out. And for spraying, I'd say 2 times a day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. I forgot to mention that earlier, so sorry. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.